Bringing people and communities together on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
Good evening and welcome to Lifestyle MK, your magazine show on the radio. I'm Andrina and you're listening to Seclo Sounds, community radio for Milton Keynes. Coming up in the show, we're talking laser treatments with Verity, what to do in your garden in April, and our resident family law specialist Sheena will be talking about cohabitation. Coming up all in Lifestyle MK. On Seclo Sounds, and as you may have gathered if you've been listening from the beginning, I'm not alone. I'm joined by the gorgeous Gary, who's going to keep me in line. Hello, gorgeous Gary.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So we're going to be talking to everybody we have in the studio. We've got quite a few people in the studio with us. Verity talking about laser, Sheena on law, and we've got Jill talking about what to do in your garden. But first of all, should we just explain why we're here and what we're doing?
I think we should do that.
So I'm Andrina, and in my day job I have the Vine magazine, and people living in the MK17 area will know about the magazine because it goes through 10,000 doors in that area. And Gary, what are you?
Well, I do a thing called text marketing, which the company's called B-Text Marketing, and it just helps companies promote their services to individuals and other companies. So we're doing pretty much the Vine magazine as a radio show. We've got people that normally do special features in the magazine and are advertisers, and we will be talking to them a little bit later on. As well as that, we are going to be mentioning that Seclo Sounds are now
FM status.
FM status.
We joined at the right time. We'll
We
be
did.
on their
I'll tell you
dials.
what, we're going to be famous if we last more than one show.
Yeah.
We'll be famous.
And speaking of lasting more than one show, I do think this is a really good time, just in case we don't, to say hello, Mummy and Daddy.
Yeah. Hello, Andrina's mummy and daddy.
And hello, India and Louis.
And Jack and Michael.
Yeah, because that's the family covered, just in case we're not allowed out on air ever again.
Hi, this is Andrew Ackerman inviting you to join me for Groove Lounge every Thursday night between 10 and 12 a.m. on Seclo Sounds, playing the very best in smooth jazz and soul. Groove Lounge on Seclo Sounds and TuneIn Radio.
Every Wednesday at 9 p.m, join me, Brando, and the rest of the MK team for the Mookamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds, where we lift the lid on the world of the MK dance. It's like a fanzine for your ears. So that's every Wednesday at 9 p.m, the Mookamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds.
So, here we are on Lifestyle MK on Seclo Sounds, and we are going to be talking to the lovely Verity. How are you, Verity?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me on the show.
And Verity is from Toddington Laser Clinic, right by the M1 junction, which junction?
12.
Junction 12, just off there and with easy parking. And today we're going to be talking to Verity about what laser is and what you can do with it. So, I suppose, would you like to start by just saying what treatments do you carry out?
Okay, so we do hair removal, tattoo removal, pigment removal, thread vein removal, rosacea and acne treatments, plus a few more.
Wow, okay. Is there a most popular treatment?
We started out thinking it would be hair removal, and it is still very, very popular. But actually, tattoo removal is definitely on the increase, and people are becoming more aware that it's a viable and affordable treatment.
So we're being joined by Sheena later on, who's going to be talking about family law. And unfortunately, sometimes things do end badly between people. Do you have a lot of people with somebody else's name on their bottom that they don't want anymore?
A few on the bottom and other parts of the body, yes. I've come across quite a few of those. Sadly, they have to go.
Yeah.
Wedding bands, another very, sad one, but they do have to go, yes.
And so with tattoo removal, how do they actually get off?
Okay.
How do they get off?
How do they get off? How do you get a tattoo off?
With a bit of time, it doesn't happen overnight. So the laser hits ink particle, it heats it, expands and fragments it. And then your body recognises a foreign body. So the laser facilitates the process, but your body actually does the work to break down the ink.
Oh, okay.
So that happens, that process happens over a series of treatments. The tattoo fades gradually over time.
Okay, and so how many treatments would that take?
Potentially between 6 and 12 for a professional tattoo. A lot less for an amateur one or something that's very shaded. Generally speaking, they come out as they've been put in. So if something's a cover-up and very dark and dense, it's going to take a lot longer than something that's very faint. Amateur ones can go in one session.
Wow. And are there any that just can't be removed? Is there any problem ones?
I have come across those, yes. Occasionally there's certain inks that are resistant to treatment, and they're not legal in this country, but sometimes, sadly, people have them done. You've seen The Hangover abroad, and come back with inks that aren't registered in the UK, and they may have plasticides in them, and it means instead of them shattering into small particles, they tend to stretch, and they don't give, so they become resistant to treatment. It's a real shame, and it's hard to tell from the outside. They can look like an ordinary tattoo, but it's just over a few treatments I start to think that things aren't looking as they should, or they're not responding as well as they should, and they are very frustrating.
And what about scarring? It seems like you think pointing lasers at people is going to be scarring and things like that. Does it happen?
Yeah. Not generally speaking. The results are really very, very good. There are other treatments out there that I see scarring from, chemical treatments. Sadly, I've never seen one that hasn't scarred.
With chemical treatments, not lasers.
Not lasers. No. Lasers done badly. and people perhaps setting up clinics and not having the right equipment. So, say I've just seen one recently, actually, a girl locally bought treatments on group, I shouldn't say that, should I say? Vouchers, discount vouchers. And, discount vouchers, and the clinic she went to didn't have the right laser. You can buy a laser off eBay for £500.
Wow. So how do people know whether they're going to the right clinic or not?
This is the problem. Yeah, I think you really
they just need to go to you, and then they know.
Well, preferably, of course, but really do your research. Look, if you're doing tattoo removal, look for an active Q switch. Go on recommendation for sure. Yeah, but do your research. Make sure you feel very confident about where you're going.
So that's tattoo now. Hair removal, Verity.
Yes, lots of fun with hair.
What kind of hair do you remove?
No, Gary, we're not answering. We're not. Are we asking that question?
Sorts.
All sorts of hair. I should say that I have been to Verity for hair removal, and very successful and brilliant treatment. I'm probably, she's laughing, the worst client she's ever had.
Why is that, Verity?
It was sort of the scream stroke laugh. There was a lot of that going on. You coped very, very well. It's
so
not,
kind.
It's not pain-free. But most people do tolerate it well. I've got a cooling device that can help.
I love your cooling device.
Yes. So
I spoke to a lady yesterday, and she had tattoo removal, had laser clinic, and she'd had hair removal and had no sensations. She just didn't feel it. She said she didn't understand what all the fuss was about, and I think probably that is me.
I think Andrina's just a bit of a wimp.
Yes, I think that might be the truth.
I have to say most people tolerate it very, very well.
Better than I did.
Probably, if you're used to doing anything like waxing or threading or, far better than that.
Yeah, it's a bit, I think it's a pinging, like a pinging.
I'm always asking people if they're pinging. Yeah.
Good. I don't know what to say about that.
I've got a question.
Have you got a question?
What's your favourite treatment? What's the favourite treatment that you do?
I love tattoo removal, and actually, from the outset, that scared me. It's very powerful laser, and it worried me more than anything. But actually, now I really enjoy tattoo removal. Very satisfying to see them go. Obviously, things like thread veins, they're wonderful to treat because they often again go quite spontaneously.
Yes, I had tiny ones done on my face and they just disappeared instantly.
Yeah, they're always quite satisfying. Yeah.
I love laser.
Andrina's looking amazing tonight. I
Thanks,
like to say that.
You love me in headphones, don't you?
In all sorts of things.
Is there anybody who couldn't have laser treatment?
Most people are suitable. There are some treatments that are suitable for darker skinned individuals. We would never treat somebody with suntans. It's crucial that you don't have treatment with a suntan present. Occasionally a medical condition would be a contraindication, but generally most people are suited to treatment. We always do a full consultation and always carry out a patch test prior to treatment.
We did just touch on acne. I know that's one of the things you mentioned. How can that help with acne?
The acne treatment, the IPL, it actually helps to target the bacteria that causes acne. It's not one of my most popular treatments, but the results can be lovely, but it's less of a given than, say, the hair removal, tattoo removal. But people do get some really nice results from it.
That's good. You are an advertiser in the Vine magazine, so I know people could go to thevinemagazine.com, look in our library, and if you look at the Milton Keynes magazine, you will see Verity's advert and all about the clinic, where to find you. What should they look out for in a good clinic?
Obviously very clean, friendly. When we first opened in August 2010, we had Care Quality Commission registration, which we had to jump through hoops to get. Then in the October of the same year, they deregulated the whole industry, and that's really when the floodgates opened. Just go along, make sure you feel confident. I can't say enough recommendation. Go via recommendation if you can.
Well, the lucky thing is that I can recommend you, and it was very good. And it's a nice little clinic as well.
Yeah.
It's easy to find,
Yeah,
very
I love
easy for
being-
parking,
yeah.
so it's great. There's just one more question, if we can squeeze in one more question. Is there anybody... we know we've talked about hair removal. We've talked about younger girls and hair removal. I know you have some feelings on this. Is there anything you wanted to say about that?